Ազդարարեմ, floor is yours, Mr. Ambassador, please. Please welcome us. Մինչ պարոն դեսպանը մոտենա, ուզում եմ ազդարել, որ քաղաքական սեկցիայում հայտերի ընդունման ժամկետը սպառվել է, մենք ունենք դեռ 5 ելույթ, մյուս ելույթները տնտեսական եւ քաղաքացիական բլոկում կխնդրեմ ունենալ, շնորհակալություն։
Dear honorable chairpersons, honorable members of parliament, dear ministers, dear ambassadors, dear friends, thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for allowing me to address you in this very important session, being the first session to discuss the contents and the significance of the new agreement between Armenia and the European Union. This is a bilateral agreement, but from our perspective, being a mixed agreement, it is not only an agreement between Armenia and the European Union as such, but also between Armenia and the members of the European Union. Therefore, we speak here as a family, and I hope very much that this discussion will promote the good implementation of the agreement, because the agreement, being a very important step, being a landmark event, is only the beginning of the road. In front of us, there will be a period when all necessary stakeholders, including parliaments, including the National Assembly of Armenia, will have to discuss it and to pass the approval. Of course, the agreement provides for the provisional application, so we can feel the benefits almost immediately, at least on the part of the European Union. A large part of the agreement will be implemented quite soon. Nevertheless, we are expecting discussions in the capitals of our member states, hopefully bringing forward the idea of strengthening our cooperation with the Armenian partners. This is a very important event, the signing of the agreement. And I want to use this opportunity to express our appreciation and our thanks to many people involved in the preparation of the agreement. This agreement has been negotiated with the participation of many people on the Armenian and the European side. And I think this is quite a legitimate occasion to express the feeling of satisfaction, fulfillment, and thanks, in particular, to our Armenian partners, the negotiators who are in this room, who did a wonderful job, sometimes being very tough, defending the national interests. But I think that the outcome, the final outcome, is a satisfactory for all involved, because it's a fair compromise. It is something that we can feel really, we can be really proud of. This new agreement will replace the existing basis, which is quite old. 17 years in politics, in European politics in particular, is quite a lot of time. So it's really high time to move to a new phase, to a new stage. We believe that this agreement is not only good for Armenia and the European Union and its member states, but it's good for the region, it's good for the entire neighborhood. And there is nothing in the agreement which may be perceived as being directed against anyone. This is an agreement for the common benefit. And I believe this agreement will be a good example, I would say even a model, for other partners of the European Union, who are in particular involved in other integration formats, to develop and to strengthen our relations. The European Union is not seeking any selfish goals. This agreement is part of our larger strategy to help build prosperous, friendly, and resilient neighborhood. And we are very glad that Armenia is taking the lead, that Armenia is, in a way, a pathfinder, a country which is exploring new possibilities in forging a new level, a new quality of relations with Armenia. I don't want to go into detail in analyzing the agreement. Indeed, it contains a number of very important provisions. What is important is that this agreement harmonizes with other obligations and commitments taken by Armenia in the framework of other arrangements. So we hope very much that this harmonious nature of this agreement will be used when implementing it. This agreement contains a number of new opportunities for Armenia, but also new opportunities for the European Union. How much in terms of real benefits it can bring to us depends on the determination of both sides to be focused on the implementation, to use every opportunity to use the open doors. This agreement will contain a very important aspect of public oversight, parliamentary and civil society oversight, and we hope very much that the parliamentary agents on both sides, National Assembly, but also the European Parliament, will be very active in reviewing the implementation of the agreement and in providing new impulses to make this agreement a reality, to turn the commitments and obligations contained in this agreement into new facts. I am aware that quite soon the bilateral dialogue, parliamentary dialogue between Armenia and the European Union will have another opportunity to discuss the issues, including the new agreement in 2 weeks' time, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope very much that this next meeting will be an important event in terms of having a strong parliamentary factor in the implementation of the agreement. There will be a civil society platform comprised of organizations from the EU and Armenia to monitor SEPA, which I think it's now the task for both sides to develop the format, the right format, and the right modus operandi. So, dear chairpersons, let me conclude by thanking again for this opportunity and by inviting all of us here in Yerevan and other capitals to display every possible effort in the implementation of this agreement. Let's focus on the opportunities contained there, and let's prove that these agreements are not only something for the governmental agents, for politicians, for diplomats, but it's something for real people, for ordinary people. And we, I can say on behalf of the European Union diplomatic community in Yerevan, we will be sparing really no effort to bring tangible results. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear ambassador. Իսկ հիմա թույլ տվեք խոսքը փոխանցել